Hi! As you can see, I'm in a different place right now. I'm at my mum's, surrounded by a ton of her succulent plants. Let me show my favorite one on the balcony. So this little guy here is my favorite. It looks so cute and so chubby. And I want to squeeze it.
1 week later.
Oh no. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, that's my wisdom tooth. I just had my wisdom tooth removed this morning and got some more ear piercings. I don't know why I did that, but it's pain on top of pain. Like, I don't know if it's the same for you, but when the dentist was trying to yank up my tooth using forceps, I thought my head was about to take off because that tooth wouldn't budge and they had to switch out forceps 3 times. And I was drooling like crazy and the assistant was like, "Oh, you're so nervous." I was like, "Of course I am." Let's talk about my May TBR. I've never done a TBR video before, but now that I am out of a 2-month-long reading slump, I thought I'd do one. And I have about 20 new books right behind me. Well, not all of them are new, and about half of them, my mum bought them for me. So I thought I'd pick the books to read in May from that stack. And also, the 2 books that helped me get out of my reading slump are A Tale for the Time Being by Ruth Ozeki and the first volume of Norwegian Wood by Murakami. But they do come with a content warning. Both involve characters committing or attempting to commit suicide. Why am I drawn to content like this? And also, if you're watching, thank you so much for recommending me this book in your comments. Okay, let's start. You can't see me very well. Well, now you can. Hang on. The first book that I want to finish next month is definitely Norwegian Wood, the 2nd volume. Well, that's the difference between the English and Japanese versions because the English edition only has 1 book. And so far, I've been enjoying it, even though I detested it 7 years ago. I wonder why. Is it because of the translation or because I have changed? Because I read it in English the first time around. The second book on my reading list is Beartown. And this will be my last shot at Fredrik Backman, because I've read his first 3 books, A Man Called Uva, solid 5 stars, My Grandma Sends Her Regards and Apologizes, 3 stars, Brett Maria's Hair, another 3 stars. I kind of felt like he was trying to replicate the success of A Man Called Uva by writing about quirky Swedish senior citizens, but they tend out to be quite bland for me. And if you have read A Man Called Uva, I wouldn't recommend those 2 books because they're really not that much different, I'd say. But Beartown seems to offer something different, or at least I hope so, because the first chapter finally does not start with a senior citizen living in a random Swedish town. And it's really short. Late one evening towards the end of March, a teenager picked up a double-barreled shotgun, walked into the forest, put the gun to someone else's forehead, and pulled the trigger. This is the story of how we got there. The next book is Koya Hijiki, which is a collection of short stories by Izumi Kyoka, and I just received it this morning. This cover is a collaboration between Kadokawa and an anime show called Bungo Stray Dogs. And the show basically reimagines a bunch of bungo, or literary giants, throughout the history, and they all have supernatural powers that are, based on their works. So for example, Dostoevsky is in that show, and his supernatural ability is Crime and Punishment. She's my favorite character in the show, that's why I got this book. That is to say, I have no idea what the titular story is about. All I know is that it's written in very difficult Japanese because I can't read half of the kanji or Chinese characters on this page. I mean, that's why almost all the pronunciations of the kanji are labeled. I don't know how to put it, but Japanese is different to English in the sense that the writing system, or whatever, 100 years ago is really different to how it is now. So I'm gonna hold off reading this next month, but she is cute. And the next book is Flowers for Algernon. This was recommended to me by one of you on Goodreads, and at the back of it, it says, Charlie Gordon, IQ 68, is a floor sweeper and the gentle butt of everyone's jokes, until an experiment in the enhancement of human intelligence turns him into a genius. But then Algernon, the mouse whose triumphal experimental transformation preceded his, fades and dies, and Charlie has to face the possibility that his salvation was only temporary. I'm probably not going to read it next month, but I will get to it this year because I do want to make a video where I read all of your favorite books. Thank you for your recommendation. And this is how to use your enemies. Maybe I'll read it. The next book is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, which I bought in England back in 2015. And I got it from this place. I can't remember. Maybe it's an art gallery, maybe it's not. But it's illustrated by Toby Johnson, the person who created the movies. I didn't know this back then. I found it in my old bookcase, so I'm gonna read it and leave it here instead of bring it to my apartment. I think it's best this way. And This is a dystopian novel written by a Russian author whose name I'm not even gonna try and pronounce. I remember I got this recommendation from one of PewDiePie's reading videos, and he said it's really good. But I'm not gonna read it this month because I'm not ready for it. And the next 4 books are from my mum, which I'm not gonna read this month, but I'm gonna bring them with me to my apartment. Little Fires Everywhere, East of Eden, North and South, Wives and Daughters. This cover is probably my favorite among all the Penguin English library books that I own. And I've got some Sherlock Holmes as well. The Adventures and Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes, The Adventure of the Engineer's Thumb and Other Cases, A Study in Scarlet, The Sign of Fall, and The Valley of Fear. So last month I watched an anime show called Moriarty the Patriot, and it's so brilliant. Oh my goodness. It adapts most of Sherlock's famous cases by showing them from the perspective of Professor Moriarty. I never really got into the BBC series, but after watching that show, I really want to read the books. And also, Moriarty is so fine. Like, he is hot. Okay, I've never used this word to describe a person's appearance, and now I'm using it. So yeah, the show has piqued my interest, and now I'm gonna tackle the books. I think I may as well start with A Study in Scarlet. And then I got And Then There Were None, which I do want to read. And I got 5 German books, which are again from my mum. This is Schachnovella, and this is From the End of Loneliness. And this is Siddhartha. Is that how you read it?
Siddhartha Gautama.
Siddhartha. The Trial by Franz Kafka. And the last one is Nutcracker, The Nutcracker and the Mouse King. I'm not so sure about the English title, but yeah, I do want to read a German book if I have time. I think I'm either gonna read From the End of Loneliness or The Perfume by Patrick Süskind. We'll see. So yeah, these are the books that I will try to finish this month. I don't know if I'm being too ambitious coming right out of a reading slump, but I will try. I'm gonna have dinner now, so thank you so much for watching, and yeah, have a wonderful May.